Good afternoon. It is Monday, June 10th, 1:20 p.m. Well, once again, gold failed to take out that 1340 level, people. It had a good day on Friday. It shot up past 1340. It attempted to take out 1350, and then they whacked it back down. I said on Friday that that ominous sign was that NUGT stock that was negative. That's a triple levered, index. Gold was up a little less than 1%. That stock should have been up, 2.5%. Instead, it was negative. That was pretty much a tell, people. And once again, this is now the seventh time. Some people want to say six, depending on how you count. But to me, this is the seventh time gold has now failed to take out 1340. Will it ever? I don't really know. I really don't know. It looks to me as if they have complete control over this gold market at this point. So it doesn't matter what the news is. Good news, bad news, no news. They have gold capped at this 1340 level. Gold's down $13 today, so it's at 1326 spot gold. Silver's getting slaughtered today, down 33 cents, 1465. People like to call gold and silver. I was thinking about this the last couple of weeks. They like to call gold and silver precious metals. Precious, rare, sought after, right? High value, esteemed, right? Precious. Right? Precious metals. Yet, silver, is at $14.65. Okay? In 1980, it was $50. Does this sound precious to you? Are they precious metals or aren't they precious metals? I think we really have to reevaluate this. Because throughout all history, they've been precious metals. But according to the price, they're not precious at all. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them. They'd rather have Bitcoin, something floating around in the Ethernet, zeros and one, bits on a computer. Bitcoin's up 4% today. It's hitting 8,000 almost. Precious Bitcoin, right? Does that make sense? We're living in a bizarre world, people, right now. Everything is upside down, and it's not going to end well, It's really not. This time is not different. According to Steve Mnuchin, though, this time is different. You see, he sees no signs of a recession. No signs. No signs of a recession. This time it's different. Never mind that the yield curve is inverting and has predicted the last 4 recessions. But this time it's different, according to Steve Mnuchin, right? The U.S. economy is the world's bright spot. And there's no sign of a recession, says the Treasury Secretary. The U.S. growth is still really the bright spot of the world. Mnuchin says market expectations that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates doesn't mean a recession is coming. Well, they're cutting interest rates, as far as I can see, for basically, let's say 3 reasons. 1, the stock market is going to tank if they don't cut rates, so they have to cut rates. 2, they have to cut rates to try to start normalizing this yield curve. Bring the low end of the curve down, below the long end of the curve. And 3, they have to start cutting rates now, because basically they're at the point where they have to keep going to this lower bound, and try to get this inflation that they can't seem to find anywhere, The probability of a rate hike now in July is something like 65%. By the end of the year, it's 95%. It wouldn't surprise me if they cut in June, to be honest. Why wait till July? Why not just do it in June? But what's interesting, he goes on to say, and I had touched on this, I think it was either Friday or Thursday, where I had said they're going to start looking for a narrative now. That they're cutting, but everything's okay here, but it's the rest of the world, right? That's slowing down. And he goes out and he says it. He says, I don't see any recession, any signs of recession, right? I would say the bond markets are predicting a lowering of interest rates. We're in an environment where global interest rates are very low around the world. So I think that's where we're seeing in the U.S. bond markets. But no, we see no signs of recession. We see another strong quarter in the United States. But he goes on to say here, in fact, the Treasury Secretary said his concerns are about economic falterings beyond American borders. See, there it is. That's exactly what I said they're going to start doing. They have to have an excuse to cut rates, okay? But they can't say it's because our economy, so it's the rest of the world, right? We are somewhat concerned about what we see as a slowdown in Europe, China, and other areas of the world, he said. So there it is. We're okay. It's the other areas of the world. So what are we? What is the United States? We have to lower our interest rate because supposedly the rest of the world is slowing down. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's a complete farce, people. It's not even interesting anymore, to be honest. It's so bad. So I'm looking at gold now. I'm starting to try to figure out what the level is now, the key level, because they smashed it once again. The 50-day moving average is 1293. The 100-day moving average is 1300. The 200-day moving average is 1265. And you see here, the 50-day moving average, which is in orange, is slightly below the 100-day moving average, which is in black. And that green line is the 200-day moving average. All right? So I'm looking to see if we can now have to hold this 100-day moving average at 1300. And if this 50-day moving average can creep up back over the 100-day. This 200-day moving average, it's been in a very slow descending slope, okay, downward slope, and it's just recently started to flatten off ever so slightly starting to flatten off, okay? But that's what we have to start talking about now, because once again, 1340 has failed, okay? And I said it, I don't know how many times, until we take out 1340 decisively, this gold market is just not going to go anywhere. If they can't shake you out, they're going to wear you out. That's what they're going to do. So, that's all I wanted to say, people. I mean, for the rest of June, I'll be honest, I don't see much happening in this gold market. I really don't. Stocks, they're off to the races here. So we just got to watch and wait. I don't know what your position is in gold. I don't know what your time horizon is in gold. But let's face it, you can't hold on forever. Okay? There comes a point you just can't hold on forever. So what's it going to take to get it out of this range and break out? I have no idea. I really don't. It's a mystery to me. So that's about it, people. Just roll up your sleeves. I mean, this is a battle. There's no doubt about it. This is a battle. And that reminds me, a viewer commented on, you left an interesting comment the other day, which I read. He said, did I ever hear of Agenda 21? To be honest, I have never heard of Agenda 21. I started to look into it. I saw some YouTube videos on it. And when they explained what Agenda 21 is, I certainly understood where he was coming from, because we see it all around, what's going on here. So this is definitely a battle, and it's not going to end well. It's really not. So I want to hold on to gold. I want to hold on to something that I still believe is precious, okay? Because it's supposed to be precious, people. No matter what the price is, no matter how much they manipulate the paper market, okay? And this is just paper market right now. Nobody's selling their physical gold at this point. This is just paper, all right? So I truly believe gold and silver are still precious metals, okay? And if you want to have your Bitcoin, that's your prerogative. But at the end of the day, and, I play chess, I try to think about what the end game is. All right. And to me, I'm trying to think about this end game. And there's two things in my head. One, when will rate cuts not help stocks? And or when will rate cuts finally help gold? Those are the two key questions in my mind. Okay? When is rate cuts finally not going to escalate stocks? And or when will they finally, the rate cuts, boost gold? I think that's the end game, people. So we just got to watch and wait and see what happens. But, that's all there is for now. Lord willing, we pick it up tomorrow. Ciao.